Alright, hello. This is my latest little video on the Arduino unit. I'm just talking my way again through another little Fritzing creator kit demo. This one's called Automatic Lighting, and it kind of basically is based around that little fella there in the middle. You see the thing with the little squiggly lines? That is a light dependent resistor. I suppose you could just call it a light sensor, and it senses the light. Strangely enough. Basically it's a variable resistor. When it senses more light, the resistance is lowered, and obviously less light, higher resistance. So basically we can use that sensor to trigger various things. In this case it's going to simulate the automatic lighting system you might find on a modern car, whereby there's a light sensor which will sense when it's dark enough to turn on the headlights and light enough to turn them off again. So where will we start with this? I think I might just run it and show you what's happening. So what I've done is it's daytime here in Dublin, so I've had to kind of simulate day and night. So that's going to be day, and when I turn it off it's going to be night. I took a couple of readings with the light on and off, just so that I could find, if you see on line 3 there, switching threshold. That basically means that when there's a lot of light, when it's daytime, I've already checked that number is somewhere around about 10, and when the light is turned on it's up around 50 or so. So basically I've got this code set up so that anywhere below 20 it's equal to daytime, lights off, and anywhere above 20 it's equal to nighttime, lights on. Okay. Now, just one little thing which is maybe slightly new. This little sensor here is set up to communicate its data to the computer. Obviously, we need to sense the data, and that is done using serial communication. And to monitor it, I'll need to open the serial monitor, which is just up there. Sorry, just up there in the Arduino software. Okay, and that's where I see what number is being sent, what resistance level is being sent, so that I can check is everything working okay. So I'm going to run it first, and we'll see how we go. Where's my mouse? So, upload. Okay, actually we'll start with the lights on as if it's daytime. So we'll turn the lights on. That's just going over. Let me just go over here and start my serial monitor. Kick in. Okay, so I turn the lights on, and as I've previously checked, it's somewhere averaging out around about 10. As I said, with the light dependent resistor, more light, low resistance, so the resistance level at the moment is averaging out around about 10. Okay, and remember in my code, okay, from previous testing, I had the switching threshold set to 20. So as I said, below 20 lights off, above 20 lights on. So let's go back into my serial monitor. So I'm going to knock the light off now, and fingers crossed. So it's daytime, magic, nighttime. Hey, the lights come on. I'm back over here. You can see there is more light, sorry, less light. So the resistance is much higher now. It's gone up to somewhere around 50. Okay, so it's nighttime. The lights are on, and if I turn it off again. So I'm going to turn the light on again. Daytime, lights are off. Okay, pretty cool. Okay, let me just close that. I'm just going to upload an empty sketch just to get rid of that program, right? And I'll have a close look at the code in a moment. Let's just look at the wiring. Again, it's maybe easier to do on a Fritzing breadboard diagram than on the actual unit itself. So let's follow the juice. So pin number 2 is set to an output, so that's sending juice into the first LED, okay, which is grounding just there. And we've got these two are connected, so that's just the connecting wire. Imagine that as a connecting wire between two headlights. So positive and then grounding at negative. So that's your basic lighting. Okay, so that's your basic lighting circuit. In terms of the actual resistor, oh sorry, follow that through. The ground is going into the ground here. Okay, so I'll follow the circuit right through. Boom, 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 ground, positive to ground, positive, ground. Okay, complete the loop. In terms of the actual resistor, pin 2, oh sorry, no, I just did that one. Where am I going with this? That's the sensor. Oh sorry, yeah. So positive coming in here along the positive rail along the top, okay, and then we're going down and along through the resistor. There's the light sensor there, okay, and there it is grounding. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, that's what's taking the actual reading into analog pin 0. Obviously it has to be analog because we can't use a digital one because that's only going to take zeros and ones. Right, so I think I got everything. Yeah, I got everything. Let's have a little look at the code. So the light sensor pin, as I said, is on 0, analog pin 0. The headlights on 2, as I just showed you. Okay, with the yellow cable. Switching threshold, which I just talked about, is set at 20. Again, I did some readings. The weight and the timer is just about setting timers between checking values and turning the lights on and off. Just to show you a little something, it's always a good idea to write comments in your code. And these are my own comments, even though I based this on a Fritzing demo. It's a good idea to write your own comments in the code just to understand it yourself as you go, and also if you come to look back, just 2 forward slashes if you're doing a line comment. You can also select lines and right click and choose comment or uncomment in the Arduino software. Anyway, let's get on with this. In the setup, now, serial begin, okay, 9600. That's just basically, as it says in my notes there, begin serial communication between light sensor readings and the serial monitor. Okay, you need to set up the communication channel basically to the serial monitor, and then we've got a simple pin mode declaration for the headlights pins, show that that's output. So obviously pin 2 is going to be output and juice to the basic lights circuit. Okay, into the juice of the code then. So first of all, we've got to read the value of the light sensor. See that? Reads value of light sensor. Okay, so value analog pin. Remember we had a value declared at the top, but it wasn't initialized with a value. Sorry, there, line 6. Okay. It was empty at that moment, so it's populated with a value just there. Okay, which is basically the reading of the light sensor. Okay, and then serial print line value. That's what basically sends the reading into the serial monitor. That's what gives us the numbers basically. There is a difference between print and print line. If you just put print, it will go kind of horizontally across the page and it's a bit confusing, but if you do print line, there's basically a line break between each number and your numbers go down the page and it's a bit easier to track them. I know that because I initially missed out the LN and it was just a bit of a nightmare to read the data, so I went back into my code and put in the LN to get a print line. So yeah, cool. Again, in my notes, prints reading to serial monitor. Okay, cool. Nice little if statement. If value is greater than the switching threshold. Okay, so yeah, if the reading is greater than the switching threshold that I set above, okay, we turn on the lights. So basically, if it's dark, turn on the lights, and then we've just got something checking the timer, and then digital right, headlights pin low. That's in the else. So basically, cut a long story short, if it's dark, turn on the lights. Else if, okay, it's not dark, turn them off. And a little delay at the bottom. So there you go. I'll just run it one more time for the crack. Again, I've got the lights on at the minute, so I'll run it. And I'll open the serial monitor. Just the same as before, it's around about 9 or 10. Remember, my switching threshold is about 20. And nighttime, lights on. 20 is the switching threshold. Oops. Daytime, turn your lights off. Switching threshold below 10. Nice. So, nighttime, turn your lights on. Daytime, turn your lights off. Night night.